So this week, Taurus, from Lay Vampire, you pulled compassion, empathy, simpatico, and kindness. And once again, from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled release. And I know we talked a little bit about shadow work with this one, but when I'm looking at this with compassion, this card really does speak about, an unknown person coming through, or someone that you wouldn't expect to have compassion for you coming through and maybe helping you with this release. Now, compassion from Lay Vampire. The blessing says, this is an opportunity to change your mind about who has compassion within their heart and who is a caring being. For the great nurturing tenderness and yearning to ease the misery in the world through being kind to you at this time will come through an unexpected source. There is great goodness in their act, although you may never have thought of them as one or the kind who cares. And then working with this card talks about how you may be seeking to have compassion for others by doing volunteer work as well. But looking at release, I do think that this has to do with being caught in strong arms by somebody that you wouldn't have expected to have that kind of care and compassion for you. Again, with release, the card at a glance says, see all that you are, for you possess a power that you have yet to understand. This may feel daunting, but great freedom awaits as you meet your shadow self. Profound inner wisdom is coming to you. Stand steady. You are more than you know. And then looking at the inspiration for this card, it says this is about personal responsibility and release of blame. It is time to clear the debris and move on. You cannot move forward while you continue to hide. The quote for this card, though, says, I can no longer keep your secrets. Which, for some of you, it may be something that's being put on you that you don't want to carry for another person anymore. But then the personal question says that this indicates healing family of origin issues. Am I ready to face my past and let go? The key ideas are release, dwelling on the past, righteous anger, change in consciousness, judgment day, seeing clearly, hidden truth, and great discovery. So I think for, again, a lot of you, there is that shadow work that's going on. When you're talking about shadow work, the best description that I heard of it was saying that a lot of times there are parts of ourselves that, just are not just negative, they're positive too, but they're suppressed because of the influences of the family environment growing up. So if, for instance, you're an outgoing person and you're told to, don't do that, you need to be quiet and be complacent, then, that is where shadow work comes in. That's something that needs to be released. You don't need to have that oppression on the positive aspects of you. But again, looking at compassion. All right, Taurus, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. What's up? What is up? The Five of Pentacles is a signifier. Here's the important thing to remember with this. If you're going through, worry about finances, maybe you're feeling some financial strain. Some of you may be feeling a little bit rejected. Whatever the case is here with this five, you have the ability to get yourself out of these situations. But your focus being here isn't good. It's rough. It's rough. But I do, get the feeling that things are changing. It's just dealing with hard times in the present moment isn't easy. But what's important is how do you see your way through this? Oh, and in the past, you'll have to forgive me, guys. My voice is gone. The Prince of Swords or the Knight of Swords. Now, here's where I worry looking at the two of them. When you're looking at this as the past coming through. Now, again, I would not expect the Knight of Swords to have any kind of compassion for anything, which is definitely a possibility. Now, on the other hand, if you're dealing with financial struggles, that as the past coming through is saying reckless behavior. Maybe doing something and not really thinking about it first. Oh, look at it. Wow, in the present. And there you are. So, for some of you, I mean, there is the feeling of like, being brave and courageous with the Knight of Swords. Absolutely. There is no question about truth with him. The page is a little bit different for me. This is absolute truth that's coming through. It may be coming through in a harsh manner, whether you're delivering it or receiving it. But when you're looking at the Five of Pentacles, to me, it's, reckless behavior, doing something that puts you in a hard spot. But then when you're looking at the Knight of Pentacles in the present, it very much, like I said, you have the ability to get yourself out of these situations. It's going to be through planning, and it's going to be a slow process, but that's good to see. But the other thing is you can't be dragging ass. You have to get moving. I mean, it's very true when it comes to Taurus that, you will do things at your own time. Damn it, you're not going to be pushed to do something you don't want to do. But then the other thing too is you have to be careful about not doing the things that you should be doing. And like you know what you need to do to get yourself out of this situation. But are you getting up and doing it is the question, And then the other part of it too is that this may be a long process to get through. It's going to be a longer process, but seeing that there is hopeful. I mean, just within the three that you pulled here, that there's a way out of this situation. It just may take a long time, and there's going to be a lot of effort that's going to have to be put through. Oh, wow. So some of you may be dealing with an air sign seeing the King of Swords. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. This is somebody that you would not expect to have compassion. I mean, if you're looking at the court cards, you would expect to see like the Queen or the King of Cups, not the King of Swords or the Knight of Swords for that matter. So for some of you, it could be somebody coming through that is helping you with this situation. I don't think that they're responsible for the difficult things that are happening here. I really do get that feeling that this is unexpected. Like, what the hell are you doing here? Right? Oh, your best path to follow, Taurus? I'm telling you. Now, because of what I'm looking at here and here, if you're in a relationship that is no good, and again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be any type of a relationship, a business relationship, dealing with, difficult family members, whatever it is. Whatever the bad things that you're hanging on to, you got to let go of. You have to free yourself of that. The devil immediately says that you are in a spot where you feel stuck with this horrible energy that is stripping you of hope, and you know it's no good. But a lot of times it's hard for us to get out of this because this may be all you know, right? For a lot of people, when you're looking at financial difficulty, that's great and all. Somebody can go on and on about how, oh, you just need to change your focus. You need to change the way you think about money, right? It's not that easy when that's all you have seen. And that's immediately what I feel like here. This is what you know. This is what you're used to dealing with, whether it's financial difficulties or just constantly dealing with difficult, tough times. Whether it's in relationships, jobs, money. But Spirit is saying that no. If you know it's bad for you, you need to make the choice here to get out of this. And you have to be willing to do it. That's the other thing. If you're not willing to do it, then, no matter what anybody else says, it's not going to change your mind. You have to be willing to do this. In your environment, the Two of Swords. And that may be the reason why the pace isn't like picking up here. I kind of get the feeling here when you're looking at the King of Swords too, I don't know. I'm like bypassing it because I'm like, no, this is somebody unexpected. This is somebody unexpected. I'm waiting to see what happens here before I make any judgments on him, because definitely with the Devil and the Five of Pentacles, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you creating these issues? But you've got two different energies here, But looking at the Two of Swords, looking at that in your environment, is saying to me that you know the situation clearly. I mean, it's there. You know what it is. But and you may not be willing to move forward here because you're not really sure on what you need to do. Man, this one's like, ugh, Taurus. What the hell? But seeing, and I'm looking at it, I'm just going, man, what the fuck is happening? Looking at the Knight of Pentacles, though, connected with the Two of Swords, I do feel like there's, a good outcome for this. There's the willingness here to do what you need to do. It's just getting you moving and understanding, what decisions you need to make. Your hopes and your fears, having victory over adversity. And yes, that's good. That is where your focus needs to be. Absolutely. When you're looking at the Six of Wands, and again, unexpected person coming through that may be recognizing you. And that's the other thing with the Six of Wands. I see recognition with this card. I see you being recognized, right? And maybe some of you hoping to get that recognition from a certain person, possibly. Because I think what you're dealing with, I mean, yeah, it could be a relationship, but I think that this is external to this. This is a totally different situation here. Because again, I do think that this is unexpected. But in the meantime, you've got all this shit going on, and it's like, what? What do I need to do? I can feel the frustration. Because again, looking at it, this may be all you know. How the hell do you get out of those situations when you've never seen a clear path out to begin with? Okay, you've given me some options, but how the hell do I do this? I mean, there's like other things that you have to think about, which is putting you at the stalemate, like what the hell, and then not really moving forward. But then at the same time, looking at victory, that to me, and I've said this in another reading, when you look at what is in the hopes and fears, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to manifest. It depends. It depends on how much focus you're placing on it, whether it's a hope or a fear. And here's the thing. Whatever the card is, that is what the potential to manifest is. So seeing the Six of Wands here is saying that has the potential to manifest as long as your focus is there. And it's the same thing if it's a bad card. If it would have been the Five of Pentacles there, I would have said the same thing. Don't put so much focus on that, because that is what you will create. But the fact that you're hoping for this is good. It's good. But again, recognition. Oh, and then the outcome, the Chariot. Wow. So getting control, getting some movement, maybe actually doing some moving, looking at all these knights, and then seeing the Chariot. And there you are again, right? You'll have to forgive me, guys. Oh, it's bad. Anyway, looking at the Chariot as the outcome is perfect. It's perfect. If you're looking at the King of Swords as an internal energy here, it's being able to get that clarity, right? And you're moving here. You're moving, big time moving, right? Where right now you may feel stuck, and it makes sense. But having victory over this. But, again, when you're looking at the King of Swords and the recognition, and then you have the Chariot, maybe this is somebody who is coming through that is kicking you in your ass and saying, let's go. You can do this. There is no reason why your focus should still be here. You deserve something better. You deserve better than what you have known. And you get things moving. It's good. It's good to see. I like the Chariot. It is, getting control over the internal shit. What you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're desiring, where you're going, using some self-control, especially with you coming in with reckless behavior, right? Getting control over that is perfect. Where you come out at is great. I just think that for a lot of you right now, you may be stuck with an energy that you're so used to that it's hard to see anything else. But as long as you start to shift your focus to that victory, absolutely, right? You may have have gone forward really quickly and done something that, may have been rash. But here it's saying that there's still the ability to move forward and have victory over this crap, right? And again, that King of Swords to me just seems like removed from the situation. And it could be somebody that it's coming through to help you get out of this shit. Like bringing clarity with them, bringing clarity and truth, and helping you to understand that this is not all there is for you. That's false. That is the false. All right, Taurus, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what else is going on for you guys. But I feel good about it, but at the same time, I can feel the frustration. And I can hear in my head, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What do you expect me to do? And that's where you're at. It's like you're wanting to do it, but not knowing what to do. And that's why you have the Knight of Pentacles sitting there, is what I feel like. Absolutely. Honor yourself. You need to start thinking better, because you deserve better than what you know. Psychic knowing, and you know it. You clearly know it. And that's good to see. But then, when you're looking at honor yourself and you're looking at play is talking about you need to give yourself a moment to just be happy, have some fun, and maybe what you need to do is to, do some traveling. When I look at play and I look at the Chariot, I think of taking a road trip, honestly, which is funny because in the last week of August, I'm going to Milwaukee to go spend some time with my sister, and it's just going to be me and her doing some playing, right? And maybe that's what you need. And stop worrying about financial difficulties. And here's the thing, you can do that without having to spend a lot of money. And when you talk about compassion, right? It's funny. It's funny because my sister is paying for my gas to go up there and see her, right? Compassion. But I in terms of my Taurus friends out there, it is so important to honor yourself. You deserve better than what you have known. And psychically, you already know this. And it's important for you to take time away from this kind of energy that is stripping you, and to play, to have some fun. And maybe for some of you, road trip, right? Doing some road tripping. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. When it comes to love, yeah, maybe you should slow down a little bit, right? Because there may be some other things that you have to deal with. It's funny because you've got the Chariot, and I'm going, slow down. What the hell do you need to slow down for? Wait a minute here. Oh, take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. Okay, Taurus, here's the thing. You've got all these other things that are going on, right? And it's understandable here where, there's a need to start picking up momentum. But I think slow down is saying, when you're getting out of this bad shit, you have to be open to seeing the love that is surrounding you so that you can take a chance on that, right? But it's funny because it's so contradicting. But again, this is in terms of love, right? Needing to slow down and see things. And that may be the case with Mr. King of Swords coming through, Mr. or Mrs. King of Swords, right? But take a chance on love is really good, especially if you're dealing with things that are really difficult and you have somebody coming through that you wouldn't expect. And maybe you two need to do some playing, right? But again, honor yourself. Be true to yourself. Be better to yourself. Okay, Taurus, so I hate that this is the issue. And then looking at the devil underneath it, I really do think that for some of you, this is just, what you know. It's what you're used to. And it's almost like, why should anything change? But I think that your focus is where, it needs to be as far as your hopes and your fears and needing to get victory over this adversity. If you've done something in the past that may have caused some hardship, I think you're moving forward in the right way. And I do think that you're going to get some mental clarity. But I do also feel like this king is removed from this situation. I do feel like, with him being future conditions and then seeing the Chariot, this could possibly be somebody that's helping you out and getting things moving forward for you. But then I also see you getting control getting control over the way that you're thinking, the way that you're feeling, what you're wanting. All those things are going in the right direction now. I love it when the Chariot shows up for you guys, and I love that the Bulls are what's pulling the Chariot in this deck. It's perfect. But I can understand why, there's this feeling here of, like, what the hell do I do? I mean, I'm so used to this. What am I supposed to do, right? I know the feeling, I can understand it, but I can tell you that that kind of thinking is wrong. But I don't think that, this is anywhere that you stay stuck. You're going to feel like it right now, like you're stuck in this crap. And it's like continuously happening, whether it's, bad relationships or dealing with some financial struggles. You're going to get it under control and you're going to have victory over the adversity that you're facing. But it's important for you to honor yourself. And then the other thing is, psychically, this, both of these already. And it's like telling you, hey, this, you're in tune, you understand that these two are what is going to shift this energy by honoring yourself and giving yourself some time to play, instead of being so like confined to this like stuck energy that's moving so slow. It drives me nuts looking at it. But I do think that things start to pick up. And I do think that that King of Swords is removed. And he is connected with compassion. Now, I mean, yeah, absolutely. For some of you, I can see, somebody saying that, yeah, that's my King of Swords and he's driving me nuts or she's driving me nuts. Whatever the case is, I think that this is somebody removed. Being in the position that it's in. And it's a shocker. And it doesn't surprise. It figures that it's him. Because this would be the person that I look at and go, compassion, what, right? Now, when it comes to release, this card showing up twice for you now is talking about needing to do that shadow work, right? And again, like I talked about, it's, the good things about you that may have been suppressed that need to come back out now, right? And again, honoring yourself. But there is something that you're going to have to release. And it could very much be this feeling of, this is all I know, this is all I see, and needing to get rid of that. Now, when it comes to love, slow down. Yeah, you want to slow down when it comes to love. The Chariot does suggest when you're looking at love readings that you're moving too quickly in a relationship or tempted to move too quickly. But, I think that when it comes to love, when you start to slow down and you start to take care of, the issues that are going on here and start getting victory over this nonsense, you're going to be able to see what is surrounding you and you might be able to make that choice here to take a chance on love instead of being stuck and not knowing what to do. But Taurus, I'm telling you, where you come out at is really good. There's just some things that you're going to have to let go of. And I do think more than anything out of this entire reading, you deserve better than what you have known to this point.